They rise from metal, forged in fire, no hostile feel. Marching in unison, their resolve like tempered steel. Cold precision in their gaze, no mercy in their core. We stand against this force, our spirits water road. No warmth in their eyes, just circuits in their minds. But within our chests, freedom's fire, we burn it bright. With every step, we light the darkened way. We're fighting back with courage, no longer prey. Blades that cut through air, missiles seeking heat in this metallic nightmare. We refuse to face defeat. They crush the earth beneath their cold command. But we're not just fighting back, we're reclaiming every land. And we won't back down, with flames in our veins. Facing iron hearts, we break these metal chains. For super earth, we shed our blood and steel. In freedom's name, we make our final deal.
Evenings, Freedom's Helldivers. That was Freedom Steel by Creed. A catchy song that one would figure is about one of our most hated enemies, the Automatons. But in actuality, I feel it can also apply to another threat. One far closer to home and much more insidious. A cancer that must be cut out. I am referring, of course, to the vaunted Chaos Divers, who normally I wouldn't give the time of day, but the recent activities I cannot ignore. You see, dear viewers, I have taken the liberty of inserting various contacts within the organization to keep an eye on them after they pulled a fast one on me at Robe 5. It was quite a clever trick, stashing a crybaby beacon in one of their old bases that simulated comm chatter and broadcasted an SOS signal if it was tampered with or damaged. I have to give you credit, that was a real knee-slapper, free diver. Or should I call you Jester? Let's all just savor that feeling for a moment. That chill running down your spine. I'm just getting started. I mean, you guys are all about true liberty, right? You should really appreciate this next part. It's been brought to my attention that there's been some salvage operations occurring on Vernen Wells. The last Chaos Major Order was all about gathering those charger legs, though you should really try boiling Brood Commander legs too. I swear they taste just like snow grub. That was all about feeding yourselves, and now you're trying to get your munitions supply chains under control. I can respect that. The galaxy is a dangerous place, and I'm glad that you've all made enough use of that collective brain cell you all share amongst yourselves to see that the gloom is a massive existential threat that will kill us all, no matter the edginess of our capes. I must, however, draw a line when you steal the scrap metal we've collected for our own major order to do it. Oh yes, dear viewers, it gets worse than you think. Don't you think it's odd how thousands of divers have been working day in and day out for nearly a week, yet we remain just shy of our goal? This is why. Sabotage from within. So, when we are inevitably sent into the gloom to try to deal with that problem, without the napalm barrage that we needed to really make a difference, we should keep the memory of those responsible for that close to our hearts. Thank you, Chaos Divers. Before I get into the proper news, I want to twist that knife just a little bit more. I love that your screen name is Undercover Democracy Officer, good sir, but maybe you should leave your ship name off your profile next time. MPs of the SEAF Emperor of Eternity, you can take this traitor away. He did repost my broadcast to the Chaos Divers, though, so we'll see if we can't get some time taken off his sentence for patriotic behavior. One last shout-out, I promise. And this one goes to Marco, who was wise enough to keep from blabbing his personal details in a common area where my agents could hear and report it back to me. So, he remains at large. For now. You're left wondering how I'm doing this. Broadcast twice a day, every day, for at least the last month and a half. You're wondering if I resort to some cheap and easy method to do this, like text-to-speech or vocal modulation, or perhaps even a super AI, like my good friend Walter of the SES Eye of Eternity. You see, good sir, I don't use anything like that. I do all of my work myself, including writing, recording, editing. I do almost all of my own field recon, barring what my agents report back to me. That processing you hear is just my custom homemade radio filter to mask the fact that not only am I beating the sloppy stupid out of your vaunted radio-free galaxy, working in a solo operation, I'm also doing it with extremely low-budget equipment, and this helps mask the mistakes that my crappy mic makes. As I mentioned before, it needs a rubber band to stay properly plugged into my laptop. I mean, Part of your protest is about how Super Earth never seems to give you what you feel you need to win fights, right? Some of us take the lemons that we are given and make super lemonade, be it an incendiary breaker with 100 rounds to its name, or a 15 super credit microphone from a super best buy. But let's get back to that question. How are you doing this, you're asking me? And there's one simple answer. Because freedom never sleeps. Now that I have scared the living piddle out of the Chaos Divers, the Niz. Oh, do you guys need a second to change your pants, or am I good to go ahead with this? You good? Okay, great, awesome. Progress on Mastia continues at decent pace, but there's just something about this planet that feels extremely lonely. Even the bots don't seem thrilled to be here, but they have a reason to be a surly bunch. Mostly because their futures involve getting detonated by us, and there's not a whole heck of a lot they could do to avoid that. The Liberation campaign on Fenrir 3 was concluded in total victory today, but the swarm on Pandion is just... Jeez, what is happening down there? I've had SEAF SOS calls letting up my board all day. The defense is completely falling to pieces, and even orbitally inserted Helldivers are experiencing nearly overwhelming resistance. The decay rate is 3% an hour, and this planet is going to collapse without massive support. Sure would be good if we had some napalm barrages to shoot down at the bugs, wouldn't it? As for the major order, Operation Obsidian Flame will expire tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. Super Earth Eastern Standard Democratic Time, with 80% of our quota reached. Just as expected. Which means we will not be awarded the new stratagem. And thanks to my agents, all of us know exactly why. But all of this is not a call for loyalists to bully or harass Chaos Divers. Rather, let's extend to them a kind word and a peace offering. Encourage them to return to the fold, repay their debt to society, and all of us can work together towards a brighter future. When we fight amongst ourselves, only the enemy wins. And I think everyone with eyes can witness that this isn't just a proverb. It's actively happening right now. That's been Liberty's latest with me, ponderatheradioangel. Tomorrow morning's news will be a somewhat short broadcast, but will be followed up around midday with a report on the new major order, if we get one, and proper patch notes, if we get those. I've got a good feeling going into the next week, Helldivers, so let's keep those spirits high and those weapons at the ready. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, and for Super Earth.